VideLIT on Truth with People's Choice. We are doing artist interviews for the 11/28 Lit Linguistics show, and we have a St. Louis poet with us, Eloquent Perfection.
Hey.
Yeah, and she's been out here doing her thing, caught lots of people's attention. So the first thing I always start with is why poetry? What got you into it, and what just captivated you and made you want to make this what it is for you?
Gotcha. So I started writing when I was about 7. It started when I was in elementary school. So one of my teachers had a poet actually come in and recite to our class. And I just remember just being like, just in awe of her and just being like, I want to be like her. Like, you know, when you're younger, it's always someone you're like, oh, I want to do that. And so I remember having that thought. And at the end, she gifted everyone a notebook. And so I just started writing just in terms of it being therapeutic. And now that I'm older, I'm finally at a point of feeling comfortable sharing that with other people and just meeting so many great people such as yourself and so many other poets in the area is what really got me to writing even more and just continuing to be and enter into spaces of just being consistent with it.
Okay, so wow, that started young for you. That's amazing. When did you hit like the open mic scene here?
So I consistently, actually, and it's funny that you're asking me this. So I started consistently hitting the open mic scene last June when you hosted Can I Get on the Mic Kaiserific show.
Nice.
And when I started meeting everybody and just everyone being so friendly and just welcoming, I was like just taking note of who else had shows coming up and just putting it in my calendar. And then from there, it just kept going.
That's awesome. Okay, so a year. You've been doing your thing.
Yeah.
You're okay. So was that your first feature?
So my first feature was last August at Cafe Biz in Fairview Heights. So a couple months after that.
Yes,
yep.
I do remember that. Okay. And so what's some of the favorite open mics that you've been to now that you've been around?
Favorites? Oh my gosh, it's so many.
Yeah.
But I would definitely say like Can I Get on the Mic in that new shit, because that's where I really met most of the people that I know now. Cafe Biz over in Illinois, of course, since that's where I'm like actually from. Man, I know I'm missing some, and it's been so many that have started and ended throughout this process too. Super excited about this Lit Linguistics show and just the vibe that you guys bring. But everybody's open mic, I feel like, has a different vibe and different energy. So sometimes it kind of just depends on what you're looking for. Some are turned up, some are more chill, some have just like the coffee and sip type of vibe. Some have the like, let me give me a good drink and some food.
Right.
But all of them are dope in different ways, I can definitely say.
I definitely agree. And we have a nice little structure of dynamics, you know what I'm saying, all across St. Louis. So your pen, like, it's really cool. So I like to ask poets, like, how do you know, some people like think of a bar and then they write it and then they come back to it. Are you like, how do you manifest your poems? Like, how do you, what's your structure?
So it kind of varies. So there's times where like I'll have to like spend a lot of time on a poem before I feel like, okay, this is ready for me to let other people hear it. And then sometimes it'll just come to me all in one setting in like a random place. I just wrote a poem last week, literally had just finished working out at the gym, and I was just standing on the side of the treadmill, just in my phone typing.
Damn.
So it just kind of depends. I think the ones that come to me the quickest are like breakup poems, because I know exactly how I feel, exactly what I'm mad about, exactly what I want to say. But some stuff, it takes more times, and I have like a variety of ways that I write as well. So sometimes I might type it in my phone. Some stuff just feels better writing it out. Sometimes I'm typing it on a computer. So it all varies, but it's all to get to the same goal of like, what do I want to say? How do I want it to come across? And again, some of them, it takes more time than others to get the point across of it really feeling like, okay, this is something I'm proud of.
Okay. All right. So you said a lot of breakup poems and stuff like that, but what was some of the first poems you started writing? Like, I know, take me back.
Like, I know. I'm like, whew.
And like
I
throughout
don't even
time,
remember what I was talking about back then. Probably just like friendship and like stuff like that, because I started so young. So more than likely it was just poems about like me and my friends playing on the playground and going to class. Probably simple stuff.
Right.
But yeah, I can't remember none of that stuff now.
Do
who knows
any
where those
of your
notebooks
friends from
are.
then do poetry? Like, do you have anybody? No. So none of the people
So all
in that
of them,
class?
they really were just like journaling just because of the class versus like actually like being into it.
And that was going to be one of my questions, because you said that they gave you a notebook and pen, and like that's real fundamental to a lot of writers, like the pen and paper, you know, the whole aspect of it is for me. Like I can never type, like I can't. I don't know what it is.
It does feel different when you write stuff. Even if you do type something and it's good, it's just the feeling of being able to just write it out, especially when like that's how we started. So it's like all the technology stuff came later, but actually writing it down, it just feels different.
And it's powerful for me. Like I don't know what it is. Like it's just real powerful. Okay, so since you've been around and stuff, what are some of the poets that you've seen that you were just like, you know, you really had to give kudos to? You know, everybody's kind of got like, you know, a handful of people. They're like, when they heard them, wow, okay, you know, or their recognition of your art was like, that really made me feel good because I respect their art type people.
Gotcha.
You know, you want to give some shout outs?
Truth definitely like was an instant favorite whenever I saw him. And then when I found out he's from Illinois too, I was like, okay, that's lit. But it's like, yes, but it's like literally everybody, and I can't say this enough, everybody in the area is so dope. And so it just is crazy to me whenever I hear people say that there's nothing to do in the area, or people saying that there's like never enough going on. And I'm like, y'all have no idea how much talent is out here. If y'all just leave the house, y'all leave the house. Like there's so much talent out here. Like there's never been a time where I went to an open mic and I wasn't in my seat. Like, yo, like, like.
But you realize like some people don't appreciate the talent and the art and the dedication and stuff that takes, you know. There's so much in the media of just hype and chaos and drama, you know. Real pure authenticity doesn't seem appealing to them until they get wrapped up in the embrace of the community. You know, and we talk a lot about the disconnect in St. Louis, but I love how you said that, how you were embraced and everybody was just real loving and supporting of you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's important.
It is.
It lets you know that your art's important. Like we're not here just to kick it. Like, I mean, but at the same time, like there's a whole art form of this and a whole lifestyle of community that's here. And we're so honored to have you a part of it. You know, every artist we bring on the show, we individually handpick, you know what I'm saying? We're like, okay, we're trying to build a vibe, and each show's different. And every artist we bring on here has been showing up for the community, has been doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it's been some years or whether it's right now, because we're pulling them all out the woodworks, out the stages, the open mics, you know, because we want St. Louis to be seen. And like you said, a lot of people don't come because they don't know. And so that's what People's Choice is about, is to try to promote this art and, you know, get it out mainstream, not mainstream, because we don't really want to be mainstream. We want to be mainstream to our people. Not to the corporate, not to the media, not
because then they're going to be trying to control the way y'all do y'all art.
And exactly. That's too much. We sponsor you. You can only book certain artists that talk about certain things and stuff like that. No, we're not going for that.
Because once you take the creative control out of something and you're a creative, now it's not fun.
Exactly. And not only that, they're enslaving us to many mentalities that we're, you know what I mean, subjected to and even unaware of at a lot of times, you know. And poetry brings culture. Poetry brings truth, creativity, expression, you know. So every poet that comes, really, honestly, even musicians and comedians, we truly give them their props, because we are really the culture. You know, so thank you for doing what you do. It's honored to bring you on the show. We love you. We want to congratulate you for how far you've came and wish you well.
I appreciate it.
We're going to turn up in this show.
Make sure y'all at the show and that y'all downloaded the channel on Roku.
But tell them how to find you, your social medias, how to book you, any upcoming, other than this, any upcoming events you got, all that.
Okay. So again, my poetry name is Eloquent Pearlfection. You can follow me at that name on YouTube, TikTok, as well as Facebook. The spelling is ELOQUENT, Eloquent Pearlfection. The word pearl, PEARLFECTION. I'm about to forget my own spelling. And then if you don't feel like spelling all that out, the easier ways to find me is on Facebook, Rachel Jenkins, RACHEL, Rachel Jenkins, and Caramel _300 on Instagram. And of course, I'll be on the Lit Linguistics show Tuesday, November the 28th. So that's what I have coming up.
Okay. Thank you, love.
Thank you, guys.
All right. There's a wrap.